Hey Darren, are you coming home anytime soon? It's almost dinner and you're not here. Don't forget it's Taylor's birthday. I'm cooking her favorite meal.
No, I won't be back for dinner. I don't need it anyway.
Huh? Why not?
I've already eaten.
What do you mean you've already eaten?
Yeah, I went to that new fancy French place. I don't get what all the hype is about, to be honest, but the food was good enough.
Hang on, I've been wanting to go there for ages now. How come you went without me?
Because I didn't want to go with you? You're annoying?
What?
And by the way, your cooking is terrible.
Why are you saying all this? What's gotten into you?
Well, to be honest, now that Taylor's 18, I no longer see any reason to keep you around.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is that I only kept you as my wife so that you could look after Taylor until she was old enough to be independent. Now that she'll be going to college soon, I don't need you cluttering up my house. So I want you moved out by the end of the week.
Hang on, you can't do that.
Actually, yeah, I can. It's my house, so...
Look, we can talk about all of this joke later. Just come home so that we can celebrate Taylor's birthday. She'll want her dad with her on such a special occasion.
I'll see her when you're gone.
You can't be serious. You're really going to be that petty that you're going to make it a me or you situation for her?
It's not really a choice when I know she'll pick me. I am her dad after all.
Well, I'll let her know your decision and she can make up her own mind.
Why do you think that she'll choose you? You're not even a real mom.
I've looked after her and taken care of her like she was my own child, right from the very beginning. I love Taylor with all my heart and I would do anything for her to make sure that she is happy, healthy, and can achieve her dreams in life. You haven't even bothered to spend any quality time with her since she was, like, 5 years old. When was the last time you actually had a proper conversation with Taylor?
I've been busy. Besides, she's a big girl now. She doesn't need me to hold her hand.
I really don't know how you can call yourself a father. Hey, Taylor, honey? I asked your dad if he would be joining us for dinner, but he's stuck at work, unfortunately. I can still make us your favorite dinner, though. Homemade pizza with caramel cookies and ice cream for dessert. How does that sound?
Hey Mom, yeah, that sounds great. And to be honest, I'm really not that bothered if Darren shows up or not. I mean, it's not like I expect him to anyway. I bet he's not even at work. He just can't be bothered to come and spend some time with me on my birthday, can he?
Well, honey...
I knew it. Oh well. We'll have a much better time without him anyways. There's this new film I've been wanting to watch, so maybe we can watch that and maybe do each other's hair and makeup and stuff? Kind of make it a girls' night, you know? Like old times.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. But are you sure that you're okay with your dad not seeing you? He did say that if I were to leave, then he might be able to come by and see you.
Huh? Why would he want you to leave?
Well, it seems that he would like to get a divorce now that you're going off to college. I can't say that I haven't thought about doing that before, but I didn't want to leave you. I know I'm not your biological mom, but I feel as if you're my daughter, and I didn't want to leave you.
Faith, you have always been my mom and you always will be. You've been more of a parent to me than my actual dad. And if you want a divorce, then I say go for it. He's treated you awfully for way too many years now. I'll totally back you up in court as well.
You'd really do that for me?
Definitely. You're my mom after all.
Thank you, Taylor.
And now that I'm 18, I legally don't have anything to do with my dad anymore.
Well, that's a decision I'll leave up to you. He's your dad, so I'm not going to discourage a relationship with him if that's what you want. Just know that I'm always going to love you no matter what you decide.
Thanks, Mom. Anyway, I'll be back soon so we can watch that film and have our girls' night. I'm just going to stop by the shop first. Anything you need?
Nope, I'm all good.
Okay, I'll see you soon then. Love you.
Love you too, birthday girl.
OMG, Mom. I've just seen something that you really won't believe.
What is it? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. But I just saw Dad at the store, and guess who he was with?
Who?
His secretary! You know, Janet?
Really?
Yeah, and they were all dressed up, real fancy-like.
Well, he did tell me that he went to that new French restaurant. I bet he took her with him.
Well, from the way they were acting with one another, I don't think it was their first date. Or even their second, if I'm honest.
Jeez, so he's been cheating on me?
I'm so sorry.
I kind of guessed that something was going on, considering he was always claiming that he had to work late. Now I know what he was working on.
Well, they didn't see me, so I got a few pictures of them together and even a little video. I thought maybe you could use them if your divorce went to court.
Oh, that's very thoughtful of you, Taylor. I'm sorry you have to go through this.
Don't be. He was never much of a dad anyway. And apparently he wasn't a very good husband either. Anyways, I'll be home soon.
Great. The pizzas are almost done, so hurry up before I eat yours.
You wouldn't dare.
Guess you'll have to hurry back to see.
Hey Faith, have you moved out yet? I only gave you until the end of the week, so if your stuff isn't gone yet, then I'm just gonna chuck it onto the sidewalk for the garbage men.
Oh, hi Darren. No, I haven't moved out. In fact, I sorted all of your things out into boxes. You can just come and pick them up.
What? Why would you do that?
Because this is my house. I'm not going to move out when this is actually my place. Did you really think I just let you have it? Even though my name's the one on the mortgage?
Huh?
You really don't know, do you? LOL.
What are you going on about? I pay the bills for the house, so it's mine.
Well, first of all, that's not really true, is it? You pay like a third of the bills and I pay the rest. You've told me so many times that I ought to pay more because I earn more that I'm surprised you've forgotten about it. I pay the mortgage, the house bills, and I pay for all the amenities, like the food and the internet. The measly amount you give me doesn't cover half of that stuff.
But the house is still in my name.
The house has never been in your name. When we began looking to buy, you weren't employed at the time, so I had to put the mortgage in my name. Don't you remember?
But I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, that really doesn't mean anything.
Just you wait. I'll be living in that house before you know it. And if I can't have it, then I'll make you sell it to pay me my divorce settlement.
Wow, you are really petty, you know that? But I don't see that happening anytime soon.
And why is that?
Because the court will definitely be on my side once they see I've been cheated on and treated horribly. And the fact that you only want my house for you and your new girlfriend to move into is really not a good look for you either.
Hang on, you know about that?
Oh yeah, I know all about your affair with Janet or Janice or whatever her name is.
But how?
Taylor saw you two together. You know, on the evening of her birthday, when you said you were too busy to see her. Well, she definitely saw you. She told me all about you and your secretary, and even took some pictures and videos for me to give to my attorney, who, by the way, will be contacting you very soon with the divorce papers. Over the last couple of days, Taylor's been keeping an eye open and sending me any evidence that she could get.
Why would she do that? She's my daughter. She should be on my side.
Like I said the other day, how much time have you actually spent with her over the years? You never bothered to try and actually have a relationship with your daughter. Instead, you left her in my care so that you could go off and do whatever you wanted. Did you really think that wouldn't have an impact on her? That she'd grow up to realize who actually matters in her life? Of course, you probably didn't. You thought that just because I wasn't her birth mother, that she would pick you over me any day. Well, in case you haven't noticed, blood really doesn't matter. I'm the one who loved her and cared for her, and I will continue to do so for the rest of my life. You really can't say the same.
But blood is supposed to be thicker than water.
Actually, the saying is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
What does that mean?
It basically means that the bonds you form through choice with those you love are really thicker than the ones chosen for you through birth. It's a lesson I think you really need to learn.
Well, hang on a minute. Maybe we're rushing into this whole divorce thing. We should try and actually talk things through. Don't you think?
Nah, I'm good, thanks.
What? Why not?
You've treated me awfully for years now, and I've only stuck around for Taylor. Now that she's old enough to go off to college, I really have no need to stay with you anymore.
But...
So yeah, you can come and pick up your stuff. I'll be here all day. Also, my attorney will be sending through the divorce papers within the next couple of days. It'd probably be in your best interest to sign them ASAP.
And what about Taylor? I bet you've poisoned her against me, haven't you?
You might do something like that, but I never would. At the end of the day, Taylor will make her own decisions based on how you have treated her. The only one who can decide if she wants a relationship with you is her. So I suggest you start trying to actually get to know your daughter. It might be 13 years too late, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't try anyway.
Whatever.
Well, if that's all you got to say, then I'm going. Please don't contact me again. If you have any questions about the divorce, I'll give you my attorney's email so you can ask them. Goodbye and good riddance. When Darren and I finally went to court to get our divorce, I ended up not having to pay him anything. This is because he was found to be the one at fault for cheating on me. I got to keep my house, and Darren had to pay my attorney's fees along with a divorce settlement. Taylor managed to get into a very high-end college and is currently studying to be an architect. Darren tried to get in contact with me after the divorce, probably to get some money, but I blocked him on all social media platforms, so I never heard what he had to say. Although Taylor did tell me that because he lost in the divorce, his girlfriend wasn't happy by the fact that he had no money and she readily dumped him. Taylor and I stayed as close as ever. After all, she is my daughter, and I couldn't be prouder of her even if I tried.
Hey babe, do you have a second? I wanted to talk again about my parents moving in with us.
Sorry, now's not a good time. I'm at work. Plus, I thought we were done talking about that. Before we got married, you promised me they'd never move in with us.
Yeah, I know, but Alex and Gabby are moving soon, and my parents will have nowhere to go. I'd much rather have them live with us than try and have them living on their own.
Why? They aren't that old. Why don't they find their own place and then we can have them visit on the weekends or vice versa? It would be the best of both worlds. It would be way too much to have them here every day since we're both working.
No way! It would be too much work to go there for them to come here. Plus all that moving around wouldn't be good for them.
Well, I don't know what else to tell you. I know you want them to live with us, but I don't think it's the best idea. I really have too much on my plate already. I shouldn't have to remind you, but I'm running a business. I have to focus on that above anything else. I don't want to have to worry about being back at home if your parents need us. I have way too much responsibility as it is. In return, I'd be willing to contribute financially to their living situation and have them come here on the weekends. I think that's more than fair. Especially since you promised me this type of thing wouldn't happen.
Okay, but if you really love me, you'll do this for me. Oh, I know that might sound selfish, but it's how I feel.
What are you saying? I wouldn't have married you if I didn't love you. And of course I care about your parents very much. But this is a completely different issue. Plus, your brother and his wife still haven't even put their house up for sale yet. They just said they wanted to move, but haven't done anything more than that. I know how much Gabby does for them, and how hard she works around the house. I'm at work all day. I can't possibly do the same. Like I said, I'm totally fine with contributing to help them find a place. We can afford it.
Aw, Gabby just likes doing all that. My parents wouldn't expect you to do the same.
Oh, yeah? Every time we go over there, she seems completely wiped out. Plus, she always wears the same old clothes that are ripped and covered in stains. I hate to even ask, but your parents aren't forcing her to do all that work, are they?
How could you ask that? Of course they're not. My parents have lived with them for 5 years, and I haven't seen them as much as ask her for a glass of water in that time.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're right. I guess I have no reason to believe they would do that. There's no way you'd let it slide if they did anyway. You're too nice of a person.
Exactly. Gabby's just, I don't know, a little bit different, I guess. She's got some mental stuff going on. I don't think she has any interest in fashion anyway.
Maybe. In any case, I'm putting my foot down. Sorry, I'm against them living with us full time. Unless you have a really good reason for them to live with us, the answer is always going to be no.
Ugh. You really are stubborn, huh?
I don't want to hear any back talk. It's only going to make me want it less.
All right, fine. I'll try and think of a reason why they don't have to live with us.
Hi, I'm sorry to text you this late at night. I wanted to talk to you about living with your parents-in-law. Hey, Gabby. I'm surprised you're still awake. Sorry for texting you out of the blue earlier about them moving in here. No need to apologize. I'm sorry I couldn't respond sooner. I was so busy with work and doing everything around the house. Oh, really? Are you sure you're not too tired? Well, we can talk tomorrow if that's better. No, now is okay. I'm guessing Carlos has talked to you about his parents moving in with you guys after we move? I don't think you should do that. Really? Why do you say that? Do you promise not to mention any of this to Carlos? Of course. I'm secretly seeking you out for advice anyway. He doesn't know about this. Well, as you know, they moved in here about 5 years ago. I've been working that whole time, plus taking care of literally every possible thing around the house. I barely get a minute of rest, let alone a day off. Having them here has used up all the money I saved up from before I got married. I think you know this already, but I work at the company our father-in-law owns and Carlos manages. I'm practically doing everything on my own there. When I started working, they were nearly bankrupt. Things haven't gotten much better, and I think it's only a matter of time before the company is going under. But our father-in-law demands that I don't quit, and that I have a responsibility to turn things around. Plus, on top of that, I have to come home and do everything at the house. When I say no one in this house lifts a finger, I mean it. To put it bluntly, I'm their slave. Hang on a second. I noticed you're always wearing really ragged clothes. Is that really because you're not interested in fashion? It's because I have no money to buy new clothes. I've been wearing the same clothes I've had since 5 years ago when they first moved in. On the other hand, everyone else goes shopping almost once a week. That's horrible. You need to get out of that environment ASAP. Why don't I talk to Carlos? We can figure out what to do. I can't leave. I have no family or relatives. I have nowhere to go. Plus, Carlos already knows about all of this. In fact, he's no better than any of them. What do you mean? Carlos always struck me as the person to not stand for this kind of thing. Wait, aren't you and Alex moving, though? That's the reason Carlos gave for why his mom and dad have to live here. No, we aren't. It's just a lie to get you to let his parents live there. Once they move in, Alex is going to say we changed our minds and decided to stay. But it'll already be too late, and they'll be living in your house. I don't expect you to believe what I'm about to say, but... What is it? Carlos is the worst one out of them all. He treats me like garbage and screams at me in front of everyone almost every day. Since you work late, he's always over at the house following me around, barking orders at me and commenting on how I do the housework. Everyone in that family is a monster. I bet the only reason they want to live with you is because they know you have money and they want to take it. Or because I'm mentally at my breaking point and they know it won't be much longer until I collapse. There's still time for you, though. Run as far as you can. It's not safe for you here. There's no saving me at this point. The damage is done. I don't believe it. I can't abandon you. We can run away together. Into where? There's nowhere for either of us to go. I even contacted the police to see if they could do anything, but they didn't. They said it's a domestic issue, and there's nothing they can do. I'm going to help you. What? If you didn't say anything, I might have agreed to let them live here. I already told Carlos I agreed to them coming here for the weekends. But honestly, after hearing what you said, who knows what would have happened? One day, when I come home from work, they might be all moved in here with no warning. Thank you so much for having the courage to tell me all of that. Leave the rest up to me. You're not alone. I'm going to get you out of this. Melissa, are you sure you don't have any doubts about what I'm telling you? Not anymore. I always wondered about you. How can I put this? I don't know. I was always just curious about how you meshed with that family. Whenever I asked Carlos about it, he just chalked it up to you liking housework. He promised me that this exact thing would never happen. But then when he heard you guys would be moving, he tried to go back on his word. It's all making sense now. Carlos has been planning this the whole time. I'm really sorry about this. For a moment, more like a split second really, I was relieved to hear they set their sights on you. I thought it would mean my life would be a little less torturous. I'm so sorry for thinking that. Why did you tell me all of this? If you had kept quiet, you would have gotten your wish. Because you were always so nice to me when you came here. I hadn't been treated like that in longer than I can remember. It made me feel so good. I could tell you were a good person, and I didn't want you to have to go through the same thing as me. You're so strong for putting up with this as long as you have. In return for letting me know the truth, please, let me help you. Carlos and Alex have no idea what's coming to them. Let's put them through hell. They're not going to get away with this.
Melissa! Do you know anything about this?
About what?
Don't play dumb. Gabby's gone. She left a note saying I'm never coming back. Where could she have possibly gone? She has no friends or family. The only other person that she could possibly be staying with is you. Which is very convenient, seeing as I'm standing outside the house right now and my key doesn't fit into the lock anymore. She's in the house, isn't she? I know you changed the locks.
Oh, I see you've solved the mystery. Boy, you really had me fooled for a while. And to think, I was actually going to consider having your parents live with us.
Huh? What are you saying? If anyone, you're the one who tricked me. Gabby isn't mentally stable. Don't believe anything she told you.
You can't decide for me who I'm going to believe. By the way, I looked into your dad's company and, oh, boy, what a mess. I had no idea you worked at a place on the brink of bankruptcy. I wonder where all the company's money went. Maybe on all that expensive designer stuff you wore the day you met me? Gabby showed me the numbers. You've been taking loans and borrowing money from anywhere that'll give it to you. Do you have any idea what you're doing? Oh, you're so stupid it makes me laugh. Although I shouldn't talk, because I was dumb enough to fall for your act.
I didn't use the company money for that. I got those things for my birthday.
Yeah, sure you did. Okay, Next question. Why is it that Gabby was always wearing rags every time we went to see her? Was it like you said, because she had no interest in fashion? Nope. When I asked her, she told me she's wanted to go shopping for years. Could the real reason be because your brother and parents don't give her a dime of her own money she works for to buy new clothes? Bingo!
Melissa, are you serious right now? You're believing her over your own husband. Something's wrong here.
The only thing that's wrong is what you and your family are doing. They preyed on her because they knew she had no family or no one else to run to. That is until I showed up. Sorry to burst their bubble. I bet they saw me the same way, right? Yeah, I don't have any family, but you better believe I have friends and a whole company of people that will come to my side if I need help. And trust me, after telling them about you and your family, they're ready to do whatever they can for me. First things first, you better believe this marriage is over.
Oh yeah? You think you rule the world because you have money? That's all you have, you fat ugly witch. What a mistake it was to marry someone as pathetic as you. Thanks though. You better believe I'll be taking half of that when we get divorced. Ha! I'll find a woman that's 100 times better than you. You won't be so arrogant when I take half your money.
Finally, your true feelings come out. First, let's talk about Gabby. There's no question that she's getting a divorce and suing for emotional damages for the way she was treated like a slave and denied access to her own money. As for us, yeah, you might be getting my money, but you won't be able to keep it for very long. I imagine you'll need it when Gabby sues you and your parents, too. They don't have any money of their own after leeching off her for so long, so I bet you'll need to foot that bill.
Ah, what? Why would she think she could sue us?
Well, you said it yourself. Gabby is mentally unstable. So, we went to get her evaluated by a professional, and it turns out you're right. All of the abuse caused her extreme mental suffering. It's all in the medical report we got from the doctor. Which is what she'll use as ground for suing the pants off you creeps. It doesn't matter if it's physical or mental. Abuse is abuse. Sounds like it'll be a pretty clear-cut win for her. You knew that, didn't you? You can't possibly be that stupid.
You're the stupid one. Oh, good luck trying to prove we caused her to be like that.
The fact that we can prove it all is exactly why I'm divorcing you. Do you think I would do that without any other hard evidence? Gabby has been recording all the things you and your horrible family have said to her. I know everything. Oh, and by the way, we've already contacted the local newspaper, and they said they'd pick up the story. You can't run from this, or pretend like it's not going on anymore.
What? I'm calling your bluff. There's no way a newspaper would pick up a stupid story like this.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. Nothing like this ever happens around here. They picked up the story in a second, especially since it involved a local business owner. Plus, we could have just paid them to feature the story, but lucky for us, they decided to report about it for free. Oh, I wonder what the title's gonna be. Local woman freed after trapped as slave. Or maybe, the family from hell enslaves young wife.
What does any of this even have to do with you? They haven't done anything to you.
No, but they were going to, weren't they? You were trying everything in your power to get them into our house so they could do the same thing to me. There's no use in explaining that to you, though. You already know that. And soon everyone in this town will know when they read the news. If it gets big enough, maybe the whole country's gonna read about it.
Do you enjoy causing my family pain? Ugh. I had no idea you were such a sick and twisted person.
Are you seriously trying to act like the victim? After treating Gabby like she was worthless and planned on doing the same to me? Yeah, maybe you never really learned what kind of person I really am. If you pick a fight with me, you better be ready to throw down. I'll always stand up for people who have helped me. Which in this case is Gabby. She quite literally saved my life by telling me about who you and your family really are.
Melissa, I'm sorry. I had no choice. It's just what my parents forced me to do. It's how I was raised.
Well, I'm glad to see you have some remorse for what you've done.
So you'll forgive me? Let's put this behind us and start over.
No, not a chance. What I meant was you seem like you'll be in a good place to think long and hard about what you've done after we get divorced. Oh, if you really love me, you'll do that for me, right? After that, Gabby and I both contacted lawyers to move forward with our divorces. As expected, Gabby got a truckload of money from suing Carlos's family. In fact, I don't even mind that Carlos got some of my money, because technically it went straight to Gabby. I doubt he has 2 pennies to rub together. It's true, Gabby really did have severe emotional damage. Now she's getting the treatment she deserves to help her cope with the abuse she had to go through. Just being out of that environment has helped a lot. I told her she didn't need to do anything around the house now that she lives with me. But she's gone above and beyond to keep this place looking great. I'll never forgive that evil family for what they did to someone as sweet as Gabby. Once their story hit the shelves, boy, did they get famous. Or should I say, infamous. Their family business finally went under, and the house they were all living in got foreclosed. It sounds like things really got bad after their story got spread around. They had huge physical arguments. In the end, they scattered all over the state like cockroaches. I don't expect things to work out for them. Every one of them needs the support of someone else to survive. I hope they all live in despair and turmoil, because that's exactly what they deserve. By the way, I sold the house Carlos and I used to live in, and Gabby and I moved far away so they'd never be able to find us. We're enjoying the single life as roommates now. Even though we're not related by blood, she feels like my little sister. I think I'm done with marriage after what I went through with Carlos. For a while, I was feeling really depressed about everything. I felt very used and didn't feel like I had much self-worth. I was just a pawn in a sick, evil game. But now I'm over that and really enjoying focusing on myself and working as hard as I can. Especially now that I have my new sister.